Apple pie is the nation's favourite, and today we're going to make an individual one. This is our version of apple pie where we're going to use whole baked apples, okay, and then we're going to flavour them with cinnamon, sugar, fill them with sultanas, and then wrap it up in puff pastry.
Lovely.
Okay, so start with 2 cooking apples. And these are relatively small cooking apples, and in order for them to cook all the way through, you do them to be quite small ones. So if you can just peel those, and while we're waiting on that, I'm just going to crack an egg, which we'll need later on for our egg wash. We want that nice golden crisp colour on our pie.
If I used a regular apple, what would be the consequences?
A tougher bite.
Okay,
So best to get cooking apples if you can for this particular recipe.
Okay, there's a tip.
Awesome, one done.
Good
If you can do exactly the same with the other one. And over here now we need to take the core out.
So why are we coring it?
We don't want to eat the core, but we want to keep the apple whole. So once you cut all the way around, you should just be able to kind of push the whole thing out like that. And what that does is 2 things. It means it's going to cook a little bit quicker because you haven't got that core in the middle, but also you've now got a pocket to fill it with. Now the thing with cooking apples, they do tend to go brown quite quickly. So if you can squeeze the lemon over our apple in a bowl while I do the other one, and the acid will help to stop that from discolouring or oxidising. We've got a little pinch of cinnamon, always works well with apple, and some brown sugar. So they can go in there as well, and then just kind of roll them all together.
Cinnamon's good for weight loss, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently curbs insulin spikes. So it regulates your blood sugar levels and stops you from being hungry.
Well,
a teaspoon a day, but not all at once.
And then, once you've got it all sort of inside and out, round about, that's the cinnamon sugar, I want you to fill the hole with our sultanas, okay? And obviously, as they cook, all the apple juices will soak back into them and rehydrate. And then we can get onto the pie part of our apple pie. So this is just shop-bought, pre-rolled puff pastry, which will roll out.
First time I ever looked for puff pastry, couldn't find it anywhere because I didn't realise it would be refrigerated by the cheese.
You can buy it frozen, but often, you're right, it's in the dairy section. So we take one of our apples, cored and stuffed, and put that onto there. And then the egg wash we had before, we just wipe around the outside. Glue on the inside, and golden brown on the outside. So it has 2 purposes. Roll it all up to the top, and then when you get to the top, there's now way too much pastry there. That's not going to cook in the same amount of time as the rest, so you've just got to take all of that off. So there's one of our individual apple pies, and we repeat exactly the same process with the other one. I'm also going to take off a little bit, and I want you to get a little bit arty while I'm busy, Mike.
Oh yeah.
And make some apple leaves out of here. Okay, so cut some leaves out for the top.
I am fashioning a tiny apple leaf out of this puff pastry.
Presentation is everything. Beautiful, and what I'm going to do, Mike, is egg wash the top of these so you can stick it to it. And maybe one more to go opposite it.
Can do that.
Now at this point you've got to egg wash all the way around the edge because that's what's going to make it nice and golden and crispy. Beautiful. Now at that point we have our individual apple pies ready to go. You can make these ahead of time and just put them in the fridge. They'll stay there until ready to cook. But for now we're going to put them into the oven, 220 degrees Celsius, until they're golden and puffy, completely round. It's about half an hour. There we go, golden, puffed up, nice and crispy on the outside. That's what you want from a good apple pie.
The leaves have shrunk.
So they've shrunk, but they're still there. They're still looking pretty. So one of those right in the middle there. Now it's quite a big portion. You could just go for half, but I think that's all we need. With a good glug of double cream, that's all you need to serve it with. It's our ultimate individual apple puff sorted. A bit of luck, when we cut into it, you should be able to see warm, cooked apple, those fantastic sultanas.
Pour some cream on. Nice. That's really good. The apples are just, they've got that little cinnamony sharpness.
And not too sweet, nice and tart, but the sultanas are
really
really sweet. And a fancy apple pie you can make way ahead of time.